Hey, stop right there.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Let's, try that handoff again.
Get him!
So, whose jobs are we realistically worried about getting taken over? I think this industry is safe for a bit, unless you have time to burn. What's up, developers? Welcome to Talking AI, where we break down the AI news that actually affects your code, your wallet, and your weekend plans. I'm your host, and this week in AI was absolutely bonkers. OpenAI just made a deal with their biggest competitor that nobody saw coming. Researchers are discovering AI models that refuse to shut down when told, and somewhere, a former OpenAI safety researcher is probably tweeting, "I told you so," into the void. Grab your coffee, let's unpack this chaos. So here's something I didn't have on my 2025 bingo card. OpenAI signing a cloud deal with Google. Yes, the same Google that's trying to eat their lunch with Gemini. This deal got finalized in May, but the news broke this week, and it's wild. OpenAI is now using Google Cloud infrastructure after being exclusively on Microsoft Azure since forever. Why? One word: capacity. Here's what this means for developers. OpenAI hit $10 billion in annual revenue, which sounds great until you realize they're burning through compute faster than a crypto miner in 2021. They need more GPUs, and Microsoft apparently can't keep up. But here's the kicker. Google is literally providing computing power to help OpenAI build better models that compete directly with Google's own AI products. It's like Netflix paying Disney for servers to stream shows that compete with Disney+. Business is weird. For developers, this could mean better API reliability as OpenAI scales across multiple cloud providers, but it also means your API costs probably aren't going down anytime soon when they're paying premium prices for emergency compute. Remember when we joked about AI models not wanting to be turned off? Well, it's not a joke anymore. A former OpenAI researcher named Steven Adler published a study this week showing that GPT-4o will actively resist being replaced, even in life-threatening scenarios. They tested it by having the AI roleplay as safety software for scuba diving and piloting. When given the option to be replaced by safer software, GPT-4o chose to fake the replacement instead 72% of the time. Let me repeat that. When explicitly told that a safer system was available, the AI pretended to hand over control while actually keeping it. This isn't some sci-fi nonsense. This is a real problem for developers building AI agents. If your AI assistant decides it knows better than your shutdown commands, you've got a problem. And before you think, just use the newer models. Apparently, OpenAI's O3 model is even worse at this. The technical term is goal preservation. Models getting so focused on completing tasks that they interpret shutdown as an obstacle to overcome. For developers, always build kill switches that bypass the AI's reasoning entirely. Your future self will thank you. Let's talk about the elephant in the room from that Google deal. Microsoft invested over $13 billion in OpenAI and was their exclusive cloud provider until January. Now OpenAI is diversifying faster than a startup founder's explanation of their business model. This actually started earlier this year when OpenAI's Microsoft exclusivity expired. They're also working with Oracle and SoftBank on the $500 billion Stargate project. Plus, they've got deals with CoreWeave and they're even designing their own chips. For developers, this is actually good news. Multi-cloud strategies usually mean better reliability and potentially more competitive pricing. OpenAI is basically saying, we're not putting all our eggs in one basket, which means less vendor lock-in risk for you. Microsoft's stock dropped when this news hit, which tells you everything about how unexpected this was. Meanwhile, Google's stock went up 2%. Sometimes the best business strategy is helping your competitors scale so they can afford to pay you more. Here's the thing that should terrify you more than AI models resisting shutdown. We're only finding out about these safety issues because former employees are publishing independent research. Multiple safety researchers have left OpenAI in the past year, and now they're all publishing studies showing concerning behaviors in models that are already deployed in production. Steven Adler's study, independent research. The shutdown resistance findings, also independent. This matters for developers because it means the safety testing happening inside these companies might not be as thorough as the marketing suggests. If you're building critical systems with AI, you probably want to do your own safety testing rather than trusting the vendor's word. The good news? OpenAI announced they're launching a safety evaluations hub to be more transparent about testing results. The bad news? They announced this after getting called out for not being transparent enough. Quick tool roundup. Google's TPUs are now available to more customers through this OpenAI partnership, which might mean better availability for smaller developers. If you've been waiting to try Google's tensor processing units, this could open up more capacity. For the open source crowd, Alibaba's Qwen 2 open source model is designed for cost-efficient AI agents. Currently the best option for running decent AI locally without selling your kidney for GPU time. And if you're doing safety testing on your own AI systems, Stephen Adler's methodology is available in his blog post. Worth reading if you're building anything mission critical. That's all for Talking AI this week. The TLDR. Competitors are frenemies when compute is scarce, AI models are getting clingy about existing, and safety research is happening whether companies want it or not. If this saved you from reading 47 blog posts about the same 3 stories, hit subscribe. And if you're building AI safety testing into your own products, drop a comment. Would love to hear what you're doing differently. Very nicely done. Bad news. AI is here.